Today on Asian Food Nerd, the business behind food brands. According to Interbrand, Coca-Cola in 2021 is valued at $57 billion, with over 500 brands across 200 countries. The beverage titan also employs 700,000 worldwide. But few know the inspirational story behind how the global brand started. The joint effort of a physician and later a marketing genius skyrocketed the beverage to a global brand. Celebrity endorsements include basketball stars such as LeBron James to Salena Gomez. Coca-Cola has also cemented the picture of a happy Santa Claus holding the icon bottle in our minds. Additionally, Coca-Cola is widely known as being a symbol of America. It does not aim to sell sugary drinks, but focuses on creating customer memories. The emotions of happiness and joy are all part of the brand. Make sure you stay till the end for our 3 tips we learned that will help you create the next big drink. It was created by Dr. John Pemberton, a famous pharmacist in 1886. When the Civil War hit, he tossed away his lab coat for a button uniform and joined the Army. After getting caught in a direct line of fire, he was given a life-threatening drug to ease the pain for his last few hours. But he miraculously survived and used his near-death experience. John was born in Knoxville, Tennessee in 1831. He was licensed to practice medicine when he was 19 years old. John started a company that specialized in making substances that are used to make medical remedies. After a few years, John took a more traditional path and received a master's degree in pharmacy, but he switched from his white lab coat to a military uniform. The Civil War had begun, and 3 years into the conflict, John was promoted to the first lieutenant. He was sliced with a saber after being caught in a direct line of fire. His doctors didn't think he'd live, so they gave him morphine to help him get through the last few hours of his life. Amazingly, John proved them wrong and survived. In a short period of time, John recovered. When the Civil War ended, John set out to make a better life for himself. He relocated his family to Atlanta and went on to work for a pharmaceutical company as a senior executive. It was dubbed one of the most outstanding labs in the United States. John believed to cure any sickness, a drink that contained crushed up cocoa leaves and red wine would be the magical mix of ingredients. This drink would be used to treat illnesses, including migraines. With the intention to treat veterans that go to combat, John wanted to commercialize his drink, and so he set up a distribution network. John would produce a syrup in his lab and then send it to partners and contractors. The treatment was an instant hit, but not enough for the company to thrive. John has had to pivot and named his new company Coca-Cola. It was 1885, and Atlanta stated that it will join other U.S. states in prohibiting alcohol. Thus, John took the wine out of the drink formula, which included sugar, citric acid, vanilla, lemon oil, orange, nutmeg, and coriander. Frank Robinson, John's bookkeeper, advised him to rename the company Coca-Cola. In 1886, Coca-Cola was launched. The first year's sales peaked at $50, with a total supply cost of $70. This was viewed by John as a failure. Meanwhile, Frank believed that because the company was new, a loss was to be expected. Frank was an ad genius and suggests that the Coca-Cola brand be posted on banners everywhere, including streetcar signs and retail store signage. With this brand exposure, Coca-Cola was a big hit in Atlanta. John's health deteriorated as Coca-Cola sales increased, and he was diagnosed with stomach cancer. John had the vision to take his drink national, but knew that he needed help. He met Asa Candler, a wealthy and hard-working entrepreneur who had the strategic mind to scale the company. And Secret Formula were purchased by Asa, which was impressed by the company's vision. Asa executed fast and increased sales to more pharmacies and grocery stores. More importantly, he also came up with a revolutionary business tactic, the power of coupon sampling. Asa handed out small pieces of paper that could be exchanged for a glass of Coca-Cola at soda machines. They were a popular hangout spot at the time, and many people went there to mingle. It was the first time in history that a corporation offered free samples in the form of coupons. John's vision for Coca-Cola was crucial in creating trust in his staff, and eventually, the man who would help build the company's brand. Regrettably, John never got to see his complete vision come to fruition and died 2 years later. Next, Asa created the Coca-Cola Company, distributing the drink to every state in the United States and subsequently Canada. Coca-Cola is already a successful fountain drink, but what if it was bottled? Two lawyers called Joseph Whitehead and Benjamin Thomas strolled into Asa's office one day. They suggested bottling Coca-Cola. Asa believed that Coca-Cola would only succeed as soda fountain. As a result, Joseph and Benjamin received the bottling right for a mere $1. Asa knew that he had nothing to lose. If the two entrepreneurial attorneys succeeded, Asa would only make more selling syrup to them at their bottling facilities. It became one of the first franchising companies in the United States. Coca-Cola became so popular that rivals attempted to make their own version. The Coca-Cola business eventually knew that its packaging needed to be easily distinguishable, and the result was the iconic bottle we have known to love. By 1926, when the amount of Coca-Cola sold in bottles rocketed past the amount sold at the soda fountains, Asa resigned from Coca-Cola a year after the corporation debuted its Contour bottle in 1916. He became Atlanta's mayor and passed the corporation along to his children. They sold it to a group of investors for $25 million 3 years later. It was the largest financial transaction in America's history at the time. Ernest Woodruff, a banker, was one of the investors in the purchase, and the company went public the next year. He optimized Coca-Cola's manufacturing process and ensured that quality was maintained regardless of where it was manufactured. He resigned soon after and urged his son Robert to take over as president of the corporation. Robert was a marketing genius who rose through the ranks from truck salesman to general manager before joining the company. Under his leadership, Coca-Cola introduced metal-top open coolers, 6-bottle packs, and automatic fountain dispensers. Next, it was time for Coca-Cola to reach worldwide brand recognition. During the 1928 Olympics, the United States Olympic team traveled to Amsterdam and Coca-Cola gave away 40,000 Coca-Cola bottles. Behind the brand, marketing geniuses gave birth to a once skinny Santa. Instead, they portray Santa Claus as a jovial drinker of Coca-Cola, spreading joy to the world. Coca-Cola is now a global brand. Every day, almost 2 billion servings of Coca-Cola's drinks are served in more than 200 countries. Thanks for taking the time to stay with us till the end. 3 things we learned. Number 1, get your brand noticed. Coca-Cola was one of the first brands to plaster its logo on streetcars and retail signage. You want your brand to be first in mind when consumers are thirsty. While there were many competitors, they stood out. Number 2, the power of sampling. Coca-Cola devised a great technique by giving away coupons. Get customers to try your product in any way possible. Studies show that once a consumer samples your product, they are more likely to buy. Number 3, you can't grow fast alone. Asa gave up the bottling rights to Joseph and Benjamin, who helped bottle Coca-Cola. So, if you're building a consumer brand, look for distributors that can help you grow in different parts of the world. As a bonus tip, we advise consumer products to spend time on making their packaging differentiable. When your product is on a supermarket store shelf, your product must stand out to gain potential customers' attention. Thanks for joining us today. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for our next video. Please also leave in the comments section which food brands you would like us to cover next. Asian Food Nerd, the business behind food brands.